Welcome to the Retirement Solutions Show. I'm Mark Elliott, joined today by Michael Marcel and by Victor Kajewski. Glad you're with us today for the program. We're going to talk about taxes. We're going to talk about some general questions that the team has been getting as well in our mailbag segment coming up. And of course, if you have questions or concerns about anything pertaining to your financial situation, to your retirement situation, 800-469-2040. No cost, no obligation, no pressure, no judgment as well. We've all made mistakes. Victor's probably the only one that has never made a mistake. Victor, you never dropped a pass at North Dakota State, did you? Well, they didn't even throw it. They just run the ball down everybody's throat.
Yeah, we ran about 90% of the time, but I do remember dropping a couple passes, and it's not fun when you do because the whole team gets on you.
Exactly. 3 national championships. I guess that drop didn't cost you that, so that's a good thing. But that's the idea. Look, we've all had some bad decisions probably in the financial world. The team's here to help. They're here to help you going forward. Again, that number is 800-469-2040. You can always go to the website, retireidea.com, retireidea.com. Michael, one of the interesting things, I think, is the old saying was always, hey, when we get to retirement, we're going to be paying less in taxes because we're not getting a check anymore. I think that was probably true in my grandparents' time back in the 70s, 80s. They retired on pensions, Social Security, and their savings, but they didn't have 401ks. They didn't have IRAs. Today's retirees, their biggest asset typically are those 401ks and IRAs, which means that money you're taking out, every dollar is going to be taxed. That's a big difference. And I think today we're probably not retiring to lower taxes, or are we?
Most people I talk to really don't change tax brackets a lot. And part of that is because their budget expenses are very similar to what they were while they were working. They may pay a little bit less for fuel and stuff like that to drive to work, but maybe they're making more trips. So they actually need just as much income as they did when they were working. And now every dollar that they take is maybe coming out of the IRA. So does the tax bracket really go down? There's a potential in 2025 that tax reform changes. Mark, you and I were talking about this a little earlier. Basically, everything that we pay in on taxes goes to Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and paying off the current national debt. So when legislation comes back together and looks at how do we fix this debt issue, are they going to be able to continue the lower tax brackets that we have? Or are they going to have to raise taxes? And I feel pretty strongly that they're going to have to raise taxes. So that's one concern. Another is currently Social Security is taxable on the federal side up to 85%, depending on the rest of your income. The issue there is, could they easily move that from 85 to just say all Social Security is taxable? I think that really could happen. I'm a firm believer that taxation could increase the number of dollars we're paying in annually for federal taxes could definitely increase in retirement. So we really need to start getting things in line now to set the table, so to say, to reduce our taxable income in retirement. So we use the Memories and Milestones, M&M Retirement Roadmap, to set out a timeline of how we can reduce taxable income in retirement.
And you can find out more just by calling the team, 800-469-2040. If you have concerns about taxes, hey, taxes probably going up. What should I be doing to put myself in a better situation? 800-469-2040. And Victor, when you guys are creating those retirement plans, the M&M Retirement Roadmap that Michael just talked about, we want a strong financial house. There's no question about it. We know, though, that their storms will be coming, and we don't want our house to crumble because of those storms. When getting our financial house in order, how important is it to be planning ahead for taxes?
Yeah, it's extremely important, and it's kind of funny. Me and Mike were just talking a little earlier ago. He spent some time in New Mexico, and in New Mexico, you can see storms coming from miles away, so you have time to plan for the storm and create that strong house. But say if you live in the Midwest, you don't have as much time, you're living in the woods, the storms can kind of sneak up on you. And it's kind of like taxes. So we want to make sure we have a plan in place to ensure that, that storm doesn't kill us, or those surprise taxes don't kill us. So it's really extremely important when it comes to planning ahead. If we don't pay attention to our taxes, we can miss out on thousands and thousands of dollars. So we have to start thinking about tax moves that will help decrease your overall tax burden in April, especially because tax deductions and credits are based on actions you take, before December 31st. So we have to make sure everything is ready. Our houses are built before December 31st to make sure we have all of our taxes in order and we're efficient with our taxes.
And Michael, you think about it, and so far this year, it's still going to be April 15th. Last year they backed it up a couple months because of the COVID and pandemic and all of that. But April 15th is typically when we always have to have our taxes done. And do you find that most people just think of that when they think of taxes, they just think of those annual tax reports, hoping I win the game this year. Maybe I have to pay a little bit, depends on the situation. But we got to get caught up into thinking, November, December, maybe we're thinking of things we need to do that lessen our tax burden next April. And then you get into the start of the year and okay, I've got to get all my things under control. And I got to find all those tax things that I need from 2020 to do my tax returns in 2021. Do people just look at taxes kind of like that, as just getting their taxes prepared? Is that typical?
Yeah, Mark, you hit the nail on the head there. Most people feel that when they go and take their receipts in, that their accountant is planning or making adjustments for them to pay as little taxes as possible, when in reality, their taxes are simply being prepared. So I always like to imagine your accountant. When you walk in there, you normally can't see any of the woodwork on his desk. There's a mound of paper sitting in front of him. And does he really have time to sit and go through your specific situation and say, all right, well, if you do this and you do that, if we do an IRA to Roth conversion, we can line this up so that, we'll pay less taxes down the road. No, he simply is crunching numbers and say, here's your bill. This year you owe this much. Oh, by the way, if you want, you could add a little bit to an IRA and we could count it and reduce your taxes for last year. But in reality, we're just causing a bigger problem down the road. So what we really need to do is, kind of lick our wounds from 2020 and say, all right, for 2021, let's sit down with our tax professional in his off season after the April time, and let's come up with a game plan. And so if you want to really get an efficient game plan, is you involve your financial planner and your accountant and say, all right, let's go over the numbers. How can we reduce our tax load this year? Can we be drawing money maybe more efficiently from some Roth or non-qualified accounts? And then also looking ahead, do we have a large 401k? Do we have a lot of money that we're looking at that is all going to be taxable? Uncle Sam owns a good chunk of those IRAs. So how do we reduce his impact? One of the biggest plays is doing an IRA to Roth conversion. We take a chunk of our tax bracket and we fill up whatever's left of our, let's say our 12 or our 22% bracket. And we say, let's do a conversion. We have room in our bracket. We call tax bracketology. We look at that bracket. We say, let's fill up that 12% bracket. We can convert 20,000 or maybe 30,000 this year. And what we do is we pay the taxes on it. And now it becomes a Roth. And if you think about it, especially the younger you are in your 40s and 30s, if you can be doing this, that money can grow for the rest of your life tax-free. So we're really taking and we're giving Uncle Sam the minimal amount. It's kind of like the old Band-Aid. When you were a kid, did mom take and pull that Band-Aid off hair by hair? Nope. She said, I'm going to count to 3, and on 2, it was gone. And that's really what we're trying to do, is make that as painless as possible, something short term. Again, working with your accountants and your professional. That's something that we do here. And if you want more help with that, you can give us a call at 800-469-2040 or visit us on the web. You can set up a time to meet with Patrick, Victor, or I, and that's retireidea.com. There's a section right there where you can schedule a time to meet with one of the advisors.
800-469-2040 or the website retireidea.com. This is the Retirement Solution Show. I'm Mark Elliott alongside Michael Marcel and Victor Krzyzewski of the Elite Retirement Group. You think about taxes, it's really interesting. Really, CPAs kind of are historians. They're looking backwards all the time. And when it gets to retirement planning, we're looking forward. And so you think of the Trump tax law went into play January 1 of 2018, and in theory is running through December 31st of 2025, 2026 new taxes. Well, we know Joe Biden and the team has said, hey, we're going to raise taxes. The corporate taxes that Trump took from 35% to 21% are going up to 28%, is what he has said. And then he's also going to focus on taxing people that make $400,000 and up. Victor, I know that you're learning the world of retirement planning and all of that, and your schooling at North Dakota State, the 3 national championships, which is something you'll always be at the age of 70. You're going to be talking to your grandkids about your national championships, which is really cool. But you think about it. If corporate taxes go up and those that make $400,000 and up get taxed more, there's always trickle-down effect. I mean, I think the U.S. debt clock right now is almost $28 trillion in 2025. In January of 2025, it's going to be, over $47 trillion, I think. I mean, everything's pointing to higher taxes. How do you help people kind of prepare for that? And certainly Michael touched on the Roth world, and a CPA is typically going to go, wait, if you do the Roth conversion, you're going to raise your taxes this year, but there's a plan about it. That's why I think Michael hit it right on the head, that your CPA and your advisor kind of works together on this, because you guys are looking forward more than looking backwards, I would think. Victor?
Definitely. So like Mike said, we work hand in hand with our clients' tax professionals to ensure they have that efficient tax plan in place. It's really about, how do you approach tax planning? Well, the most important thing you need to do right now is contact us here at Elite Retirement Group or contact your CPA, because you cannot do it yourself. There's too many things to look out for. There's tips and tricks you can do all the time to save money. But the best thing you can do is give us a call so we can create a memories and milestones roadmap for you. And in that roadmap, we have a complete tax section that gives our recommendations on taxes and what you need to do. And Mike kind of hit on it a little bit earlier, and I wanted to hit on this because I think it was very important, especially this year with the coronavirus and what happened. But traditional IRAs to Roth conversions, it's a huge thing we did for a lot of our clients this year. And we had the opportunity to, because when the coronavirus hit, we knew that a lot of our clients' accounts had depreciated. And when accounts depreciate, that's the perfect time to do a Roth conversion. So what we did was, we knew the money depreciated, so we took the money out of that account, put it into a Roth, and now when the market recovered, so did everybody's accounts. But now that money is going to be tax-free for our clients. So little tips and tricks like that. There's so many different things you can do to set yourself up for minimal tax liability in the future.
So, Michael, let's wrap this segment up with this, and then we'll hit the mailbag questions in our next segment. When you think about taxes during your working years, and you're getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, or every week or once a month, however you get paid, most are probably every 2 weeks. But taxes are one thing during our working years. Taxes are a little bit different when we get into retirement. How does that transition work? I mean, I think sometimes people do think, hey, my taxes will go down because I'm not getting a paycheck. And we've already pretty much blown that idea that more than likely your taxes are not going to go down just because you get into retirement. So how is that transition? It's different probably to a degree during our working years compared to our retirement years, because we can't work overtime in retirement to make some more money because we owe a little bit more or something. How do you look at that transition period and the difference, taxes during our working years to our retirement years?
That's a good question. So when we're working, you're simply, how do I reduce the amount of taxes that I currently pay? And we have take money out of our current income, set it aside to pay the taxes at the end of the year. And everybody likes to get some money back. However, in retirement, it's a different approach, because now you look at your 401k and it's almost like every time I touch it, I'm creating more of a problem for myself. And so we really have to look at having multiple buckets of money set aside. So we need to have our non-qualified, our pre-tax, tax deferred, and then our tax-free, so that we can set the table and really pay attention, like we said, to that tax bracketology. It's kind of a funny thing. You can see the numbers and stuff, but when you actually see it in a bar graph and understand what money's being taxed at what amount, you can kind of adjust that for yourself and say, all right, I'm paying attention. What I want to do is, I don't want any more than half of my Social Security taxable, or maybe I don't want any of my Social Security taxable. So then that tells us where, how much money we can draw from our IRA. And then we have to shut that valve off and start drawing from our tax-free, our Roth. Or on the other side, we could be saying, well, I want to draw money from my IRA. I'm trying to pull that money down and reduce that before my required minimum distributions start. at age 72, but I also want to do some conversions. So when we do that, we have to really be careful with, let's say you're 65 years old, you want to do a conversion. You have to watch, besides tax bracketology, you also have to watch high income thresholds for Medicare. Right now, we pay $148 per month for Medicare for our Part B. If we have too much income, we could pay 50 or 100% and even more on that. So we have to watch that. There's multiple levels of income that we have to be paying attention to. And as Victor said, it'll spin your head, and you need to have somebody to help you out with that. And that's what we do here is pay attention to the whole picture, not just the IRAs, but we're looking at your Medicare. Where are your brackets going to be for that? What about Social Security taxation? So again, all part of the plan that we have in our M&M roadmap. If you want more help with getting your hands on that and planning that out a little bit, give us a call, 800-469-2040.
800-469-2040. No cost, no obligation, no pressure. The Elite Retirement Group here to help. And it's a great opportunity for you to find out more about where you are when it comes to your retirement. 800-469-2040. We're headed to our next segment. We're going to the mailbag. We've got some different questions on different topics headed your way next. This is a Retirement Solutions Show with Michael and Victor. We're back after this.
We're talking with Patrick Marcel from Elite Retirement Group. We have talked a lot about the retirement roadmap. Tell us what it is and what it does.
Yeah, Chris, that retirement roadmap is really the centerpiece of what we do for our clients. It takes and it creates a comprehensive strategy for the retirement plan. So it's not just about putting together some ideas or thoughts. It's actually what kind of actions need to be taken now to be able to secure your retirement and make sure that you have all the things in place to have the retirement you want to have. And, we say that our job here is to make your retirement dreams a reality, and the retirement roadmap really, really helps bring that into focus for them.
The roadmap is great, too, because it's something that you take with you. Like, I may not speak with you every time I get paid or every time I have a chance to put money away for retirement. With the roadmap, I know what I'm supposed to do on my own.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a step-by-step. It's because, we're not going to be there every step of the way when you're getting your paycheck or, when you get your taxes back and thinking of the right things. And it's nice to have a resource to go to. And that's really like at the heart of everything is this is your resource guide. This is your reference here, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book. This is your way into retirement. And we just love doing it. It's our passion. And folks, if you want to be able to take advantage of that, you can just give us a call at 1-800-469-2040. Of course, go to our website at retireidea.com and just let us know that you get started down the path to your retirement.
Okay, and a map, as everyone knows, shows you where you are and shows you where you want to go. Give us the phone number one more time for people who want to get involved here.
Yep, absolutely. It's 1-800-469-2040.
We're going to talk more about the retirement roadmap in future conversations. Patrick, always good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you too, Chris.
Investment advisory services offered through Elite Retirement Group, a Wisconsin-registered investment advisor.
Today's Elite Money Minute with Patrick and Michael Marcel.
The health savings account is our final bucket of money. We have discussed the pre-tax IRA, post-tax, and non-qualified buckets. How does an HSA work, and why should I invest in one?
Similar to the pre-tax IRA, contributions to an HSA are also before Uncle Sam has a chance to take his cut. The account grows tax-free as long as you follow the rules and use it for approved medical expenses. The money you take out will not be taxed. Keep out, Uncle Sam. The HSA is subject to contribution limits and has restrictions on who can contribute based on your health insurance.
To see if you qualify for an HSA and keep me, Uncle Sam, out of your money, give our office a call at 1-800-469-2040 or visit us on the web at retireidea.com.
That's today's Elite Money Minute. Visit our website at retireidea.com. Welcome to today's Elite Money Minute with Patrick and Michael Marcel.
I want to wish you both the best of luck and thank you for everything you've done for our company.
Hey Rick, where's your 401k?
Oh, I just left mine with the company. How did you get yours and what are you doing with it?
Well, Rick, I call those guys from the Elite Money Minute show, and they're helping me roll it over as part of my retirement plan.
But Rob, I'm just changing jobs. I'm not retiring. Can they still help me out?
Absolutely, Rick. Just because you're changing jobs doesn't mean you have to leave your retirement plan behind. Give them a call, 800-469-2040, or visit them on the web at retireidea.com.
That's today's Elite Money Minute. For more information on this topic or other retirement ideas and information, visit our website at retireidea.com. Welcome to today's Elite Money Minute with the Elite Advisor Team.
Well, Dad, hopefully you can come fishing with us next time. Don't work too hard.
Ready to go fishing? What's wrong, Mike?
Dad can't make it today, and it's a shame because the fish are jumping in the boat.
Oh gosh, again? Why can't he make it this time?
He has too many chores he needs to get done around the house today.
Last week, he couldn't make it because he had lunch plans with the guys from the shop. He's busier now that he's retired.
Now I can see why it's so important we manage his retirement. There are so many other things your dad would rather do than watch the stock market go up and down every day.
That's why we feel it's important to have someone create a plan for your retirement and do all your heavy lifting for you. Our plan is known as the Memories and Milestones Roadmap, a plan that allows you to focus on creating memories while we focus on helping you reach your retirement milestones. If you'd like to get started on your M&M Roadmap, contact our office or visit the web to get started.
That's today's Elite Money Minute. Welcome to today's Elite Money Minute with the Elite Advisor Team.
Oil, filters, fluids, check. Huh. Well, that went better than I thought. Time to spare, Victor.
Wow, Mike, it looks like you really know your way around an engine. Do you think you could possibly help me put a new transmission in the old Buick?
Well, Victor, I really only know the basics, and a transmission, that's pretty complicated. I guess I would leave that up to the experts.
Going to the experts in the field that you need help with is a good idea so you don't end up making a mistake that could cost you down the road. That's why people come to see us.
You're right, Patrick. I'm going to take it to the experts to have it done right the first time.
Having a retirement plan is critical so you don't have costly mistakes down the road. If you'd like to see how we can help your retirement dreams become a reality, give us a call at 800-469-2040 or visit on the web, retireidea.com.
For more information on this topic or other retirement ideas and information, visit our website at retireidea.com.